This video is intended for educational, informational, and entertainment purposes only. Thumbnails are created to catch attention and may not accurately represent the actual content of the video. Content includes opinions and information gathered from public sources, agricultural reports, and online discussions. We do not claim full accuracy. Please verify all information independently. This video does not intend to target, defame, or disrespect any individual, company, or organization. I am not a licensed agricultural professional, nutritionist, or survival expert. Always do your own research before making purchasing or preparedness decisions. The views expressed are my own and do not constitute professional advice of any kind. This content is meant to spark thoughtful reflection, not to cause fear. Please watch with an open mind. Thank you for being part of our prepping family. I need to warn you about something that is quietly happening in the seed industry right now. 4 companies control over 60% of the world's commercial seed supply. In the past decade, thousands of small seed companies have been acquired, consolidated, or shut down entirely. And as those companies disappear, so do the seed varieties they carried, varieties that have fed families for generations, varieties that are adapted to specific climates, resistant to regional pests, and capable of being saved and replanted year after year. Right now, today, you can still buy heirloom, open pollinated seeds for almost any vegetable you can think of, affordable, widely available. That window is not guaranteed to stay open. And if a real food crisis hits, if supply chains break down, if store shelves run thin, the person with a seed bank and a garden is in a fundamentally different position than everyone else. During the Victory Garden movement of World War II, American families grew approximately 40% of the country's vegetables in their own backyards. Not professional farmers, ordinary families, city dwellers, people who had never gardened seriously before. They did it because they understood that food security didn't live entirely at the grocery store. It lived at home, in the soil, in the seed. That knowledge of that culture of home food production has been almost entirely lost in one generation. Today, I want to help you reclaim it, not all at once, not with a complete homestead overhaul, just with a simple, practical understanding of seeds, what to buy, how to store them, and how to begin growing food for your family, no matter how much space you have. There are 3 main seed types, and the difference matters enormously for preppers. Hybrid seeds are created by crossing 2 parent plants for specific traits: disease resistance, uniformity, shelf life. The vegetables are often excellent, but the seeds from hybrid plants don't breed true. The next generation is unpredictable. You cannot save and replant hybrid seeds reliably. GMO seeds are genetically modified in a laboratory. They are patented, meaning it is often illegal to save seeds from GMO plants and replant them. Farmers using GMO seeds must buy new seed every year. Heirloom seeds, also called open pollinated seeds, are the seeds families have saved and replanted for generations. The plants grow true to type. You can save seeds from your harvest and replant them indefinitely. They are the only type of seed that gives you true long-term food independence. For a prepper seed bank, you want 100% heirloom, open pollinated varieties, no exceptions. You don't need a farm. You need the right 10 plants: tomatoes, calorie dense, vitamin rich, versatile in cooking, and highly productive per plant; green beans, fast growing, easy to dry for long-term storage, high yield per square foot. Zucchini, one of the most productive vegetables you can grow. 1 plant feeds a family. Kale and Swiss chard, nutrient dense, cold tolerant, can be harvested repeatedly. Radishes, fastest growing vegetable available from seed to harvest in 25 days, great for filling gaps. Carrots, and store well in ground even through winter in most climates, can be left in the garden and harvested as needed. Spinach grows in cool weather, very fast, extremely nutritious. Garlic, planted in fall, harvested in summer, stores for months, medicinal properties, and a natural pest deterrent in the garden. Dried beans, black pinto, kidney, calorie-dense, protein-rich, easy to dry and store, the backbone of any food security garden. Winter squash grows prolifically, stores for 6 months without refrigeration, high in calories and nutrients. Building a seed bank is simpler than most people think. Buy quality heirloom seeds from reputable companies. Look for those that are certified organic and non-GMO verified. Many companies sell emergency seed vaults or garden starter collections. Store them correctly. Seeds need 3 enemies eliminated: moisture, heat, and light. Store them in sealed, airtight containers. Mason jars or vacuum-sealed bags work perfectly. Add a food-grade silica gel desiccant packet to absorb moisture. Keep them in a cool, dark location. A refrigerator or freezer extends viability significantly. Label everything clearly. Include the seed variety, source, and date packaged. Rotate and test every 2 to 3 years. Germinate a small sample of each variety to test viability. If germination rate drops below 50%, it's time to refresh those seeds. A complete heirloom seed collection for a family garden can be purchased for $30 to $60. This is one of the highest value preps per dollar you can make. One of the most common reasons people don't garden is they believe they need land. You don't. Tomatoes grow abundantly in 5-gallon buckets on a balcony. Lettuce and spinach thrive in window boxes. Herbs grow on kitchen windowsills year-round. Beans climb a trellis in a 6-inch wide strip of soil against a fence. The question isn't whether you have land. The question is whether you have light. Most food plants need 6 to 8 hours of direct sunlight per day. If you have that, like in any form, you can grow food. Start with 1 container, 1 packet of seeds, 1 plant this season. Build from there. The most powerful skill in all of food preparedness isn't food storage, it's seed saving. A single tomato contains 150 to 300 seeds. A single zucchini can yield 200 seeds. 1 season of gardening can produce enough seeds to plant not just next year's garden, but your neighbor's gardens too. The process is simple. Let 1 or 2 of your best fruits fully ripen on the plant, more than you would for eating. Extract the seeds, rinse them clean, let them dry completely on a paper towel and fully dry, not just surface dry, for 1 to 2 weeks. Store in a labeled envelope in your seed bank. That's it. Free seeds forever. Here's something I find deeply encouraging about the prepper community. Seed saving networks exist across the country. Groups of gardeners and preppers who share, trade, and preserve rare heirloom varieties. Organizations like Seed Savers Exchange maintain living libraries of thousands of varieties that would otherwise disappear. Being part of a seed-saving community means your food resilience is connected to a network, not dependent on a single supply chain, a single company, or a single crop. This is what food independence actually looks like. Not isolation, community. Here's your action step for this week. Order 1 heirloom seed collection. You can find them online for $30 to $60. When it arrives, store it properly in an airtight container in a cool, dark place. That's your foundation, your seed bank. Then this growing season, even if it's late, even if you only have a balcony, plant 1 thing. 1 tomato, 1 pot of beans, 1 zucchini in a container. Get your hands in the dirt once. Learn 1 thing by doing it, because the knowledge of how to grow food is something no supply chain disruption can take away from you. Seeds are the most ancient form of food security. Every civilization that survived hardship understood this. Every grandmother who kept a garden understood this. Every family that made it through the Great Depression understood this. We've forgotten it in one generation of abundance, but we're remembering quietly, one household at a time, one seed bank at a time, and that quiet remembering, that's exactly what this community is about. Stay safe, keep prepping. I'll see you in the next video.